This right here is the Xiaomi Pad 7. It's actually one of two Pad 7 series that was released, the other being the Pad 7 Pro, which we've already reviewed. We'll pop the link for that in the description below. It's a truly great tablet, but by no means does the standard base level Pad 7 get a stripped out experience when it comes to specifications. So you get an 11.2 inch display, which is at 144 Hz, which is incredible. Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, which again is a really good mid-level processor. 8850 milliamp hour battery, and then charging at 45 watts. And it's the display which is the centerpiece of the Xiaomi Pad 7, which is a vibrant 11.2 inch IPS LCD display. So that 11.2 inch is at 3.2K in its peak resolution and a 3:2 aspect ratio. So when it comes to scaling your applications, etc., and the day-to-day uses of it, portrait landscape doesn't really make a difference. This, in terms of the display tech, is exactly the same as what you'd get in the Pro version as well. So there's no real downgrade in that sense. The Pro does give you the option to get a nano texture display, this doesn't. But in terms of performance of the display itself, let's talk colors. So darker, blacker areas where you get the real advantages of an OLED panel, you don't necessarily see here. But what you do get here, on the other hand, is really great contrast and balanced colors when it comes to watching content. So if you're streaming any content online, be it Netflix, YouTube, whatever have you, and then you want to switch to something that's a bit more vibrant, you'll benefit from both. The darker areas are probably more like a lighter black than they are black, but overall, the quality of the display is excellent. You get really good colors and strong contrasts, and it can be a super immersive experience. You obviously have the simulated quad speakers as well. So if you were to use this out loud, say if you're watching a TV show whilst you're cooking, or you're just watching this on your break in work, you're going to get a super immersive experience. You can enhance it more, of course, if you were to connect your earbuds as well. But overall, the display on the Pad 7 is no different than the Pad 7 Pro, and it's an excellent viewing experience. Out of box, this will run Android 15 and HyperOS 2.0, which means you get Hyper AI on this as well. So there's a lot of optimization here to make the experience on your Pad 7 and Pad 7 Pros to be very much the same as what you get on your phone. So the benefit you have here is you get all the great AI functions. However, some limitations: if you don't have a pen, then you are limited in terms of things like drawing, being able to do mathematical calculations, and being able to convert written text into more visible text if you can't write properly with a pen. However, there are other functions that exist on here, things like copy and pasting text into notes and being able to convert it, summarize, etc., or make it sound more professional, more friendly, more polite. You can do all those bits as well, which is excellent. You get voice to text conversion, which actually is insanely accurate, and obviously we're running an example here to show you how good that is, and it's amazing. Very much like Google's, which was sort of the benchmark for me personally. That was the benchmark. This is exactly the same. There's no difference at all. And then the AI as a whole, you get Gemini right out of the box. So again, functions very well. Gemini Live also as well, if you wanted to use that as well, all runs very well. And that's actually integrated into the tablet itself. So you don't necessarily have to download the app as well. Then the OS itself, again, very good and optimized for that large screen experience. So multiple windows, being able to do two things at one time, and a third floating window, you can do all that. And as you can see, there is literally no issue here when it comes to slowdown or being able to process or manage, and all the animations, all the customization options, all of those aspects of HyperOS 2.0 exist on the Xiaomi Pad 7, and you get a really great overall experience. But a lot of the power that lives under the hood of the Xiaomi Pad 7 is through that Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3. But how does that actually compare to the Pad 6, and what are the real world improvements? So referring to the benchmarks via Nano Review, you can see quite a significant jump up when you're going from the Pad 7 if you have had a Pad 6. And mainly you're going to see these in raw processing power and GPU performance. Now the real benefit you have here is that AI component. Is managing sort of the HyperOS AI is an incredibly powerful tool you need to be able to have on your tablet to allow it to run smoothly, and that's where the 7 Plus Gen 3 performs incredibly well. In terms of every other aspect, just using the tablet, navigating around it, runs extremely well. And the other component we do want to make sure we mention here is if you were to game on here, you probably can't push it to run things like Genshin Impact, etc. I don't think the Pad 7 series as a whole is really designed for that. It's more so like your gaming, but the productivity side is where it excels. But if you were to game on here, it's going to run incredibly well. We've got a few examples here to show you, and there's no issue. There's no slowdown. There's no issue things like heat management or, again, overly warm. It runs incredibly well. And I didn't detect any throttling or any issue with dropped frame rates either. So as a whole, this works incredibly well. There's one other component which will refer you to the Pad 7 Pro demo video, is the workstation mode that exists on the Pad 7 series is an incredibly useful tool if you want to do multiple things at the same time and if you want to simulate a laptop-esque experience, very similar to Samsung DeX. If you did want to do that, I would encourage you to watch our Pad 7 Pro video, which has a more detailed overview of the workstation mode as a whole. So costing just £399 here in the UK, you do get some bits thrown in if you get it within the launch period. This has very little in the way of issues or compromises in my personal experience. I would say the main things are no IP rating, which is a bit of a shame. The mAh on here in terms of battery capacity is smaller. So you've just recently viewed the Honor Pad V9, and that has a 10,100 mAh battery, which is significantly larger and costs roughly the same as the Pad 7. So as an alternate, they're very similar, but has a much larger battery. And then, although it does offer 45 watts of charging, of course, you don't get a brick in the box, which is a shame, but you can grab a brick via the link in description through our brand sponsor, Anchor, Shop Anchor, sick, best place. But that's really it, to be honest. I think every other component of this tablet works very well. Personally, while I'd separate the Pad 7 from the Pad 7 Pro, I would say the Pro is going to be one that could be your laptop-esque replacement, so it would allow you to do just a little bit more and deal with the demands more. The Pad 7 is a perfect everyday, day-to-day tablet. And I think within this sort of £400 price category, you've got your base gen iPad, and then you've got, I don't really think you have a Samsung tablet. It's probably still like an FE tablet in this range. This by far is better than all three personally, purely because it offers a lot of pro level features, but without the cost. But what are your thoughts on the Xiaomi Pad 7 and even the Pad 7 Pro? Is this tablet something that you would buy with your money for around £400, dollars or euros? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching again. Until the next one, as always, we out.